I can turn this around. There's an old watchtower at the top of that cliff. I wonder if this looks like the path I broke a long time ago. I'm gonna have to climb. Suspicious. Make an interesting color for my armor. There we go. Some kind of device. The metal reflects the sun. Send a signal? Looks like some kind of lens. Guess I'll keep it for later. Strong smell. I've never made machines or cauldrons before. I wonder if there are any out here. Nothing up for the hunt. Fire's not gonna help here. Now I need more. Spotted. Gemstone. That's green like blaze, but it's hard and shiny. I wonder if merchants would be interested. This'll make a good die. This place has seen better days. Made it. And there's another one of those devices. A lens. Guess I'll figure out what to do with it later. I don't think I can get past them. Guess I should leave it for now. Must be somewhere I can get rid of those vines. But how? I'll make this quick. Dead machine. It must be a bristleback. Maybe Erend took it down? Ground soaked with acid. That must be chain scraping. Drew said I could get my bow upgraded in there. I'll be able to tinker with my other gear too.
Outlander approaching. Is that the Savior? Wanna come in, Savior? Welcome to Chainscrape, Savior.
Open up, guys. Jorv's orders.
Good enough for me.
By the Forge.
Petra?
Aloy, what are you doing here? About time there was something worth looking at in this dump.
It's nice to see you too.
And not a moment too soon. Come on. Damn brewery's the only thing I can count on in this place.
Yeah, I heard. Machines, work stoppage.
Oh, those are just the latest malfunctions. Chainscrape's always been a few tools short of a kit. And right there is the biggest tool of all.
Our land, not our problem. The Bristlebacks are everybody's problem.
Roland?
You've heard of him,
Yeah.
but he's a story best told over a cold beer.
Petra. I'm just passing through. I'm headed west.
Oh,
There's an embassy at Barren Light I need to make happen, and then I keep moving.
ah, of course. Bigger gears to grind. Well, Flamehair, good to see you. You've got to move on.
Petra.
But if you want a cold beer and a few laughs with an old friend, come find me at the brewery. Your choice.
Well, this Olwen guy sounds like trouble. Maybe Petra could use some support. But first things first, I need to find that workbench and upgrade my bow.
Do I have to say it every time? Every time!
Someone said I have the best singing voice in all the... Yeah, you!
How am I supposed to work with a hammer in this state?
Till Alvin blows that whistle, no one's working anymore.
Hi, sorry I didn't stop by you.
Shop looks closed.
Yep,
Can I still use the workbench?
I ain't gonna stop you.
Don't you think I forgot? I never forget. You're showing that mug of yours in public again. Bit busy now, but we'll talk soon.
What's busting your wrench?
Come on, anyone?
Chloe's here. Now we get...
Loud? What do you mean I'm being loud?
Please. I'll drink you under the table anytime.
Careful there.
On another note,
I want another cup of port.
you know what we do? Your house.
proper serve and a ballot.
Hey, Milda. Milda. I took some of your stew last time I went into the wilds. Kept me going for a week. Felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hole.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sounds like you're serving up some impressive provisions here.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Oven didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's just that his minions won't stop pestering me. Now I've even worn out my special grill. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
Are Ulvin's people causing you problems?
Oh, yeah. They constantly demand my best, but the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't built for batch cooking. And don't get me started on the Ulvin discount they feel so entitled to.
And if you refuse?
I make meals. No trouble.
How did you end up in Chainscrape?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the frontier. Where there's a town, there's a tavern. I was in need of work. So I got myself out here and started cooking. Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries stew before. Anyway, next thing I knew, people kept coming back. Guess they liked my food. Or the ale.
Your last customer mentioned your cooking really kept him going out in the wild. Where I'm headed, I could use some of that.
I would be happy to oblige, especially since you have the decency to ask pleasantly. But my special groove griddle is no more. Without it, I can't cook any of my signature dishes. I hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse Ulvin or his goons. Even if I already had the right ingredients, there's nothing I can do. Unless you can source me a temporary replacement?
What do you need?
For the ingredients, a few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big handful of bitter leaf stems. That'll do. As for the griddle, a corrugated metal panel might suffice until I can have a new one forged. You'd likely find one in a scrounger pile, if you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way. Assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Mildif. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like.
And don't let anyone push you around, okay?
If you say so.
Already got enough meat and bitter leaf. Just need to grab a metal panel from the scrounger pile.
Change your mind about that brew?
Come to revel in some strike, sister? Let me set the board.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh? Don't worry about it. I'll go easy on you. You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you in luck then? I got an extra set, a Tanakh original straight out of the Forbidden West. Sit. I'll run you through it in a hot spark. I'll give you something special if you win it on my boards, too. All right, let's start off simple. The Tanakh like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy. We each get a set of pieces. Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each machine is worth a different number of victory points. And to win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines. It can be tricky remembering the details of every machine, so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that number on the top right corner? That there is how many victory points you'll get for destroying that. Notes also tell you how far a piece can move, how powerful their attacks are, the distance they can strike from, and of course, their health. Okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play. I'll explain the rest as we go. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, usually you get to choose which pieces to set on the board, but pick up that machine piece to your right. And remember, each machine can only move a certain distance. Take a look at your notes if you need a reminder. Easy enough, huh? Now, you get to move 2 machines each round, so go ahead. Perfect. There's not much else to do for now, so just end your turn. We're forging onwards. Let me move my pieces here. And we're back to you. This time, why don't you try attacking one of my pieces? Try with that machine on your right first. Now move the piece close. When performing an attack, you'll be testing your machine's combat power against the opponent's. A machine's combat power is a combination of the terrain your machine is standing on and its own attack power. This board only has grassland terrain, which has no effect on a machine's combat power. And your current machine has 2 points of attack power. So in total, your machine's combat power equals 2 points. Since my machine isn't the one attacking, it has 0 points of attack power. And just like your machine, it's not affected by grassland terrain. So right now, the difference in combat power between the 2 machines is 2 points. This means your machine can do 2 points of damage to my machine. Did you get all that? Knew you were a smart one. Finish up by attacking my machine. Not pulling any punches, huh? Now grab that second machine of yours. See how your machine can't move close enough to attack mine? You can make your machine sprint. That lets it move 1 space further. Try it out. Downside to sprinting is that your machine can no longer attack. Now, some players like to take a risk and overcharge their machine in cases like this. Overcharging lets you attack after a sprint, but it will damage your machine's health by 2 points. So use at your own discretion. Let's try doing that now so you can see what I mean. That's about it for your turn, then. Now, I'll let you in on a neat trick. That machine of yours, the one closest to me, grab a hold of it. Same as in the wilds, machines have both armored points and weak points. You can see them marked on the pieces. Blue shows where their armor is thickest. Hit them there, and you'll do some damage, but not a lot. Now, red shows the machine's weak points. Hit those, and you'll deal a mighty blow. Here, let me show you. Rotate that piece so your machine faces mine. Now let that machine have it. Off the board she goes, and there's your first victory points. You don't have 7 of them yet, so let's keep going. Your machine attacked mine, but hasn't moved yet. Go ahead and move downwards towards my remaining piece. You've already attacked a machine and moved your piece. But if you overcharge your machine, you can attack a second time. And by the look of your machine's health, you'd be sacrificing your piece to defeat mine. But sometimes, that can be a good thing. overcharge your machine to attack mine a second time, and I'll show... Ain't that a thrill? Now, because your machine was knocked out at the same time as mine, we both get the victory points our machines are worth. Good news is, since you're the one attacking, you're gonna receive your victory points before I do. Which means you can reach the coveted 7 victory points first. That's why sometimes losing a piece can be the best way to end a game in your favor. Now, you'll notice you didn't get quite up to 7 victory points this time, but you did destroy all my pieces. That means it wasn't so hard, was it? Just remember to always check for the back. You'd be surprised the advantage you can gain. I know it saved my behind in a game or two.
I'll try and...
Oh, before I forget, these are all my spare pieces. I want the Savior of Meridian to have them. It's a small set to be sure, but it should be enough to get you in on any strike games you find out there. You might even fancy looking out for them strike carvers. They've got all kinds of unique pieces that can turn a game in your favor. Though they'll need the right materials to craft you one. Or you might know I've lost my fair share of pieces after a night of machine hunting or brew hopping. No need to thank me. Always a pleasure to help out new strike players. Now, if you feel like playing a real game, I could even teach you a few more tricks.
Thanks. Oh.
I knew I'd make a strike player out of you yet. How about this time I tell you how to use a board's terrain to your... This one's got all the different terrains you... Knowing when and how to use them can mean the different... Terrain mainly affects your machine's As you know, when fighting an opponent's machine, you compare its the higher your machine's combat power, so finding the right terrain isn't as... Here, I'll show you. Grab that piece to your left and move to attack my machines. Now let's take a look at your machine's combat power. Combat power is the sum of a machine's attack power and the value of the terrain it's standing on. Since your machine is attacking, it's using its 2 points of attack power. It's also standing on forest terrain with a value of 1 point. Add those together, and my machine is standing on grassland terrain with a value of 0 points. It's also not attacking, which means they're so my combat power is 0. This means your machine can do 3... Go ahead and test it out. There you go. Now, choosing the right terrain doesn't just improve your... It can also help grab your other piece and place it in front of my second machine. Since your machine is attacking, it's using its 2 points of attack power. It's standing on grassland terrain. This means your machine's combat power adds... My machine can't use their attack power since they're defending their position. But they have the higher... They're standing on forest terrain, which is worth 1 point. This means my combat power... Now, the front of my machine is colored blue. This means that the spot you're about to attack has... Which means my machine gets an extra point, giving it a total of 2 combat power points. If we compare the combat power, you'll see that you won't be able to do... Whenever you're unable to top an opponent, you can still choose to attack and break. Go ahead, try it out and see what happens. Ha! See? When you break a machine's defenses, you can knock it backwards. Sure, both our machines will receive 1 point of damage, but knocking my machine off that terrain makes it more vulnerable to attacks. Not only that, if my machine had been blocked from moving backwards, it would have received an extra point of damage. And if my machine had been blocked by another one of my pieces, that machine would have received... That's why breaking a machine's D to deal damage is useful, right? There's still one more thing I want to show you. All right, as we've seen, the higher the terrain, the more it'll add to your machine's combat power. However, there are two other terrains that work a little differently. This is what we call a chasm. Only flying machines can be placed on those. But it'll take away 2 combat points if you do, so be wary. This is marsh terrain. Landing on it will take away 1 combat power point from most machines. It'll also keep your machine from moving for the rest of the turn. Here, let me show you. Grab that machine on your left. See? All you can do now is wait for your next turn to move again. Or you can overcharge your machine to get out of there. You can still attack any nearby enemies so you're not completely helpless. Well, I promise it'll all come... Here for more tips? Why don't I tell you a bit more about the pieces we used to play? In a normal game, you get to choose which machines you place on the board. Each one is worth a certain number of setup points, and you can spend up to 10 assembling your... Knowing what each machine building an army is the key. When assembling your army, first and foremost, you can never have more than 4 of the same machine. With that in mind, how far they can move or how... But a real strike player will be... Let's take a quick look, shall we? All right, let's talk about the different ways in which... In other words, if you look at your notes, you'll see this machine here. You can also tell by the shape of the base the piece stands on. A melee-type machine attacks the first enemy within range. We've seen this plenty of times, so just move that piece forward so I can show you... Great, now grab your other machine. Looks like we've got ourselves a gunner-type machine here. This means they'll only hit the farthest enemy in their attack range. So we can take a look at the rest of... Let's go with... This is a ram-type machine. Attack an enemy with it, and it'll push the piece backwards. Like this. See, now my machine has taken over your machine's spot on the board. This is a great way to take the advantage away from your opponent. It looks like we have one more piece. Now this is a beauty of a piece, a dash-type machine. When it attacks, it'll move to the end of its every machine. So make sure you take a good look at the board before you send it off to the races. You should also make sure it's able to finish its attack. Otherwise, you won't be able to attack at... Here, I'll show you. Look, it even rotated your piece. A nifty little piece you'll definitely... If you look at you'll notice this particular machine has one of the... There's quite a few of those, and we haven't even looked at all the machine types. But I'm pretty sure it's got all... I think that about does it for now, so... Let's do this! You're up, Red. Time to make my move. Your move, Red. Okay, let's see. Not looking good for you, Red. Board's all yours. That was brutal. My turn. Oh, I won! Probably shouldn't sound so surprised, huh? Good luck. That's it for me. Time to get serious. Your turn. Time to make my move. Board's all yours. My turn. Sometimes I surprise even myself. You got me down to one piece. I am impressed. I'm up. Off the board it goes. I won! Oh, but I'll play you again if you want. Here we go. Time to get serious. You're up, Red. Okay, let's see. Your move, Red. Time to get serious. That's it for me. Tough fight ahead of me. I'm up. Well, that's done now. Guess luck's not on your side today, Red. This is gonna be fun. Your turn. Okay, let's see. You're up, Red. Time to make my move. Your move, Red. Just one piece left. My turn. Knocked right off the board. That's the game. You up for a rematch? Let's play. Time to make my move. Your turn. My turn. Board's all yours. Armor is your best friend in this game, I'm telling you. I'm up. Oh, only one machine left. One less piece on the board. Okay, let's see. Oh, I won! Probably shouldn't sound so surprised, huh? Good luck. That's it for me. Time to get serious. That's it for me. My turn. Looks like you're down to one piece. Knocked right off the board. Now that was a game, even if I lost. Here we go. You're up, Red. Time to get serious. Board's all yours. You're just hammering down on my pieces now. I always get nervous when I overcharge my pieces. Ah, off the board it goes. One less piece on the board. Okay, let's see. Your move, Red. Time to make my move. Your turn. A single machine left? That ain't good. Up. I won! Oh, but I'll play you again if you want. Let's play. That's it for me. Time to get serious. Your turn. Oh, seriously? That was brutal. I'm up. Well, that's done now. Your move, Red. Well, that's done now. Time to make my move. You're up, Red. Just one piece left. That sure dampens the forge. Oh, I thought I had that one. Let's do this! Board's all yours. My turn. You're up, Red. Time to get serious. the board it goes. That was brutal. One less piece on the board. Knocked right off the board. That's it for me. That was brutal. One less piece on the board. Off the board it goes. Knocked right off the board. Looks like I lost. This is gonna be fun. Your turn. Okay, let's see. Board's all yours. Well, that's done now. Your move, Red. Knocked right off the board. Time to make my move. Your move, Red. That was brutal. I'm up. Well, that's done now. My turn. You're up, Red. Well, spark my forge. You have beaten me on every one of my boards. Now that deserves a prize, I say. I'll see you later, Aloy.
Knew you couldn't resist some good company. Come for that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's expected?
Ha! There's that spark. Fire and spit.
Fire and spit.
That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Take your pick. We got bodies to bury from the bristlebacks, the work stoppage, Olvin grating the gears about his concession decree. Hey! Weapons off the table! Ah, don't listen to me. Nothing a cold brew and knocking some heads together can't fix eventually.
So the bristlebacks in the Daunt. Where did they come from?
That's the thing. No one rightly knows. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they exploded out of a forge. Lost some good people. But I heard talk of some vanguards trying to take them down.
Did they come through here?
Stopped by briefly for supplies. Olvind was none too pleased. Won't be able to crank it to his advantage once the bristlebacks are gone.
But how could bristlebacks and the Daunt help Olvind?
2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the bristlebacks came from, Olvind has taken to blaming the Karja for him. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled into town.
And people actually believe him?
Lots of folks suffered at the hands of the Mad King during the Red Raids. Give him half a reason, they'll blame the Karja for anything.
Damn Karja slavers.
So about Olvind.
Around here, everything's about Olvind.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth a damn. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Karja land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession decree.
This concession decree, what is it exactly? And how would it help Olvind?
It's pig diddle, that's what.
A writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on Karja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Karja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Olvind has a stake in all those claims, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself He's a sly old badger. Figures if he keeps up the pressure...
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back. But realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here.
Well, I have to be going. Thanks for the drink, Petra. I'm glad I stopped by.
Anytime, Flamehair.
Nora in the dance.
Eyes up here,
Now
brother.
I've seen everything.
We are on the same side here, Ulvund. The Bristlebacks threaten us.
What do you want, Ulvund? Some kind of payment?
My dear magistrate, you think I can be bought? If you want that whistle blown, all you have to do is have your soldiers remove the Bristlebacks and sign the concession decree. Face it, what other choice do you have?
Hi.
Savior, what auspicious timing. Might we discuss a matter of importance to the Sundom?
We might. Later.
Very well. I shall be waiting.
So, the Savior herself. Walloper of Derval, gutter of youth.
Maybe.
I've heard many tales of your beauty and heroics, my fierce lady. Lady warrior, Ulvund Freeholder, at your service. So, what could have dragged you away from the fine silks and wine of Meridian to this smudge of a settlement? Your saviorly attention must be needed elsewhere.
I'm here for the embassy and...
The embassy? Why, by the forge. Ah. Greater gears for greater matters.
Once I've dealt with any problems around here...
Ah, the bristleback. Up to get rid of them if you want, well...
Not so fast. You don't seem to have a high opinion of the magistrate?
Well, I refused when my fellow intimidated and take...
How noble of you.
Noble? Ha! Born with a hammer in hand, I was. Nobody handed me anything or dropped off. Everything I've achieved, I've done on my own.
And where is the...
The, burden of the Carja risked nothing, while demanding that someone had to step up and say no more.
You ordered the work stoppage?
Indeed I did. We're laborers, not soldiers. Until the Carja clean up their mess and give us the fair deal we deserve, I'm not risking Oseram lives.
Fair deal? You mean you're...
It's not. It's on behalf of who do all the back-breaking work, while only the Carja reap the rewards. All we're asking for is the ability for a land worked by...
Right.
Only an amount of...
Where's the whistle?
Right in the middle of... But with the threat out there...
I'm going to clear... And when I...
If that's what it takes...
Just be ready to... Better see what that Carja magistrate wanted. I bet he's in the tavern.
Come on, you lugs. Fight like you mean it.
You wanted to speak to me?
Well, you know better than anyone it's a dangerous world out there, and not just against machines. Name's Odur. This here's my training pit. Best place to practice close combat. This... Say, you, the savior of Meridian...
Who?
The Enduring. A legendary Tenakth fighter. The master of masters. I've heard the Tenakth have... It's how the warriors get so fierce, see? And only the...
So, to find the Enduring, I should look for these training pits if I'm ever out that way?
You'll have to go far if you do. The Tenakth are split into 3 clans. 3 clans, 3 capitals, 3 training pits. My guess is you'd have to beat all of them if you want to train with the Enduring, if the Tenakth don't kill you on sight, that is. But that's a far spark in the wind. As for right now, I also offered challenges to test your fighting skill.
Who would I be fighting exactly? You?
Well, I know you're this, but you have to beat all the others. We only use dual blades. These drunken fools would run them. You'll have to leave everything but your spear, but I'll look after your... So, what do you...
I might be.
That's what I...
time you made up your mind. So let's hear it. I don't really want to talk about it.
Fine day for the force.
You think your spear can deal with that armor? Use attacks to energize your spear. Then hit your opponent with a heavy or power attack to blast the armor off.
I think I've had too much to drink. Yeah!
Brother! Good looking!
That energy doesn't last forever. Shoot the glowing part of your opponent's spear can give you the edge in battle. Keep energizing it, and then your enemies. Triggering those energy blasts should help you vanquish your opponents.
Maybe finally someone who will drink, huh?
Fate has brought us.
Another! Ah, Savior! Over here!
Savior, thank you for taking the time. And my condolences that you had to endure Ulvund's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. That sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Carja purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the Bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
The only way I know about is Barren Light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvund up.
You said the Bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one said, the ground trembled. He took off and ran all the way here.
Good place to start looking.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvund will stop blaming the Carja for every... And maybe then...
Why? My head's fuzzy. You're about to...
Cauldrons might teach me how to override these things. scroungers. Maybe said I could find another panel in one of their scrap piles. No metal panel. Better check another scrap pile. Okay, now to look through the scrap piles for a metal panel. I think I have everything I need for Mildev. Good thing, too. I could use a decent meal. Be careful not to let this stain my hands.
tell you the odds, but...
Ah, there you are. I happen to receive another visit from Ulvin himself. He was pushy, but I stood my ground. And dare I say it, I even got my own back. Yes, I did.
I'm listening.
When I made his meal, I used 3 pinches of salt. Instead of 2.
Each journey begins with a single step, I guess. I think I have everything you asked for.
Then just as you have inspired me, let us see if I can return the favor. Time to cook.
Wow. Mildef, that was inspired.
Next time you want the best provisions, you know where to find me. And your next order of any dish will be on the house.
Thanks. And don't forget to stand up for yourself.
Funny you should say that. As it happens, I'm already cooking up my next portion of resistance. Hope to see you again.
It would be a good idea to stock up on some food.
Back for that free meal? Go on, peruse my menu.
I'm drunk, you!
Almost ready to go?
Where are you off to? Is that a tripwire? The whole area's rigged with them.
Hey, you! Make it worth your while if you kill these scroungers.
It's always something.
Hold tight! I'll see what I can do!
Try luring them into the tripwires.
I can't override that machine. But I could learn if there's a cauldron out here.
Save yourself some trouble. Use a tripwire.
That's the last one.
Hello, Red. What a day. What a day.
Thank the Forge you showed up. Tripwire's handy. Machine hunting's a youngin's game. Come on over. Let me give thanks proper like. I see you're a practiced hunter. Took you less time to kill those scroungers than Vanguards to kill one bristleback.
So the Vanguards came through here?
Yeah, just a bit ago. Down that bristleback, headed south. But then those scroungers showed up to carve the carcass, as they do. Then another bristleback ran through. I'm telling you, it's crazy around here.
So the Vanguard went south?
Probably. This whole valley is swarming with them. The Vanguard seemed dead set on getting rid of them.
I see.
Hold on there, Red. If you're gonna go chasing across the Daunt, you're gonna want a tripcaster. Not just any tripcaster. One of my make. Free of charge.
Workmanship looks solid enough.
Yep. Been tweaking the design since I left Chain Scrape. More room to tinker out here and less chance of, well, accidents.
Did something happen in Chain? Let me guess.
Back when I had a place in town, kept pressing for the Ulvin discount. I can't prove it, but I felt it best to put some distance between us.
Cable car operator told me the bristlebacks. Do you know anything about?
How is old Karn? There was this one time that...
Anything about?
No. Karn, lucky for me, I've got you and the Vanguard swoop.
I should get going.
While you're blasting bristlebacks, did you know they have a tripcaster trial?
Maybe. So Erend headed south. I should be able to pick up his tracks with my focus. Tracks. Maybe Erend's and the Vanguard's. Those bristlebacks are everywhere. Sounds like someone's playing.
Another one down! Now this is what I was forged for. No ledgers to fill. No boring mid-afternoon patrols. Just a hammer. Just the fight. Aloy?
Erend!
Stay where you are. I'll handle the rest.
Opening a cauldron? Figuring out how to override this machine. Those bristlebacks have acid canisters on their backs. It should trigger a chain reaction if I hit them with acid arrows.
Caught me at my best, as usual.
Well, you did the hard part. I just took care of the stragglers. How bad is it?
Who needs ribs? Oh. I'm good. I'm good. Huh. Okay, well, I know you didn't come all the way to the Daunt just to watch me get wrecked. So what's the story?
I need the embassy to happen, so I can head west. Erend, what I did at the Spire... what we did... it didn't end the threat. It just slowed it down. There's still more to do.
Really? Well, that's great. I mean, yeah, not the threat's not over part. That's not so great. But hey, whatever you're up against, your spear, my hammer, just like old times.
Erend, I need the embassy now. I can't wait for you to heal.
Couple of days rest, if that.
Actually, even if you weren't hurt, what I have to do, it's better if I do it alone.
Alone? Ah, that figures.
Erend! I hate to interrupt the romance, but I'm pretty banged up here.
Don't blow your blaze, I'm coming.
Oh, this just keeps getting better. Huh. Listen, I'll go to Barren Light, get patched up. If you want this embassy to happen, we're gonna need this Sun Priest, Studius Wadis.
Oh, I know him. I'll clear the Valley of Bristlebacks, then send Wadis to Barren Light. I'll catch up with you there.
Well, I guess that's sort of like a goodbye.
I'm sorry?
You? Sorry? Yeah, that'd be a first.
Where is this coming from?
Hey, just, forget it, yeah. Oh, it's nothing.
It sounds like something.
All right, fine. Now, after the battle at the Spire, you took off. You left without so much as a handshake.
I mean, people like me, we fought and bled at your side, Aloy. You just disappear? What kind of person does that?
Erend, look. I'm sorry it wasn't easy for you when I left. And I know it's not easy now, but... what I've been doing... life on Earth is in danger. And only I can save it.
Your life on Earth?
Yeah. Everything dies unless I succeed.
Well, then let me help.
Oh.
You can't. There's no machine to fight, no bad guy to kill. What I've got to do, I can't even explain it. Not even to people I care about.
Oh, so much for being useful. Okay.
Erend! By the Forge.
I guess that's my cue.
Maybe I should go with you to Barren Light.
No, hey, you're needed elsewhere. Obviously. We'll make it without you. I said we're good, Aloy. Go on ahead.
What are you standing around?
That doesn't sound good.
We'll have to handle that one. We'll only slow you.
have to find a cauldron out here to learn how to override that. It's a ruin from the old world. I could find something interesting inside. Okay, what do we have in here? Some kind of relic in there. But how to reach it? Glad I can help. Let's do it. Don't want to pull that right on top of me. Looks like this door needs some kind of key module. Maybe there's one in the ruin? Great. That should be useful. Got some data here. There's a code for the locked door in this data. But I still need to find a key module. That's no good. Can't use the pullcaster on that. Okay, gotta find a key for the door. Where to now? Well, I can't reach the ledge above now. Guess I'll have to find another way up. More light down here. Down it goes. Okay. Now where does this lead? The key module. Okay, let's see if this key fits. There. Looks like this needs a code, too. I think some of the data I picked up might help. That didn't work. Guys! What is this thing? Guess I'll hold on to it for now. Might find a use for it later.